and welcome to my channel. My name is Yendi, and today we are playing The Sims 2 in the wonderful little village of Silkenshore. I'm going to catch you up to speed in case you're just popping in right now and you haven't watched the previous 20 episodes. I'm going to explain what we're doing, what we've been doing, what our plans are, what our goals are, that kind of thing. If you just want to catch up, there's going to be a link to the playlist somewhere in the description, I hope. If I forgot, let me know. But yeah, we started by creating our first island. So I downloaded this island actually from Mod The Sims. I will have a link to the description in the description for that one too. And we've been slowly creating new Sims and playing through with them to kind of see what we come up with. And we have, at the moment, we have 4 main families. And we have, they all have neighborhood story stuff. They all have stories of their own. We're gonna go through them as well. I'm gonna show you the families, and then we're gonna talk about a bit about the goals of the Let's Play. But first I'm gonna start with an overview. So this is Silkenshore. Silkenshore is a little island just out of the coast of whatever town we're going to make. Be the downtown. I think downtown is gonna be more dense. But Silkenshore is basically built around the Marine Research Center, which I've built myself. I've built everything here myself. Marine Research Center. And it's built in the ruins, nearby the ruins of an old monastery? Something like that. We're gonna get to it eventually. And around the Marine Research Center, a small community is forming. So right now we have the Greens family, who are basically the founding family of the entire entire little town. And then we have the Crunch family, who are relatively newcomers. They're mostly working in construction. Then we have the Glisten Gold family, Dewdrop, Blunder, and their little daughter, Sundew Glisten Gold. They work for the research center, Marine Research Center, and Glisten Gold is the 3rd child born here. I think. Yeah, the twins Clover and Cherry from the Greens family are the first 2. And last but not least, we have the Lettermans. They came here to handle the post office. And I'm gonna go into a bit more detail about them, all of them soon. But basically the idea is that every place that is going to be in town, every kind of venue needs to be either owned by the city or a family living in the town. At least initially. If they fall down and up, they're temporarily owned by someone who doesn't live here, that's fine. But that's the goal, right? So I'm just gonna hop into the Greens first, I think, and show you what's up with them. So like I said, the Greens were the first family ever to move in here. And they've been having a really rough time. Oh gosh, it's been tough. It's been tough being the Greens. They've already had 1 death in the family. It hasn't been all that great for them. So yeah, the Greens live in this little hut of a house. It's been expanding throughout the years that they've lived here, and recently we got our own bedrooms, which is so fancy. But yeah, they haven't had haven't been doing great as far as money is concerned. And they've been mostly living through sheer luck and determination. Colin, both Colin, Colin Green's the farmer and Rosa Green's the farmer's wife. They're both unemployed. They work the farm, which is not very large, as you can see. And they have this produce stand, which they mainly run and try to get money through that. They've been having a lot of trouble with the farm and then with the shop, and then they had the twins, and twins are a lot of work, turns out. They also had a bit of a death in the family when the family dog, Spotty, recently passed. And it's been tough. But yes, this is how they looked when they moved in. So they had Spotty, and then they had Whiskers. Whiskers is still alive, but an elderly cat. So we'll see how long Whiskers is gonna stay with us. But yeah, just gonna read through their story. And I've been doing stuff like this for all of the families. So, the Greens were the first family to arrive to Silkenshore, determined to work the land and build a new life for themselves. Can they succeed, or will the toils of the earth reclaim them? And you can kind of see the little hut they had behind there to when we get started. I'm not gonna read all of these, but you can pause and read them. I just want you to kind of get an idea of what they've been going for, and I will paraphrase. So they've had trouble with the with criminals, and they've been getting money from a mysterious genie, and been basically living off of that. Death in the family, and kids grew up, and their genetics are quite interesting. But that's the Greens. Currently, I think now that the kids are a bit older, we're gonna try to get them into the farming business and try to see if they can help with the family business as well. And try to get some friends for them. There aren't a lot of other kids in the neighborhood though yet, so they might have a bit of trouble. But we'll see. We'll see. And we might add more families. Some families might move in with kids. We'll see what happens. And the next family that we're going to look through are the Glissengolds. So, Dewdrop Glissengold, who is currently pregnant with their second child, and Blunder Glissengold, who is currently at work. We were just playing with them in the previous episode, so it's everything's still just as we left them. They also have a kid named Dewdrop, and Dewdrop looks exactly like her mom. In the best and worst way, as you can maybe see. Again, I'm gonna leaf through their storyline. So, Dewdrop and Blunder actually moved into town separately. Dewdrop first and Blunder second. And they happened to live in the same kind of row housing situation. Well, not row housing, very, very small apartments. And they had their own things going on at first. Dewdrop was going out with Benjamin, who was going out with Brandy. But Benjamin kind of stood her up, and so she got with Blunder instead. And turns out that Brandy was also with Blunder, and it was a whole thing. A lot of drama. Eventually Dewdrop did propose, and they moved in together, got married, have a kid. But Blunder's eyes have recently been going back to Brandy, so we'll see what happens with that little storyline. Also, technically, Dewdrop never did fall out of love with Benjamin. The reason why their relationship ended is because I think Benjamin glitched out, and we just couldn't interact with him anymore for some reason. I don't know what was up with that, but what I'm thinking is that Benjamin just fully ghosted her, and she's still really into him, even more so than her actual husband. So we'll see what comes with that. Blunder also has his thing going on with Brandy. But neither of them has gone super far yet. But though Benjamin did have a date with Brandy just in the previous episode. It was otherwise fine, but they kissed at the end of the date. Not my fault. They did it themselves. Wasn't me. I did put them on the date. But, it's fine. He wanted to. I didn't make him kiss. That's my defense. And then right in the neighboring house live the Lettermans. And they're here to manage the local post office, which isn't doing super great. Honestly, there's not that many people in town. But they're doing their best. The Lettermans consist of Bartholomeus and Donna, and their son Neil, and their grandson Gert Michael. And Gert Michael is the only other kid in town aside from the twins, the Greens twins, right now. Yet they don't know each other. I hope they will, because it would be great. And yeah, Bartholomeus and Neil run the post office. Neil is actually a mail carrier for a postal career. For the post office career. So we only go to the post on days that he has off. Because that's a little more convenient. It doesn't actually make that much money, I think, anyway. And Bartholomeus is the one who technically owns the post office. So Neil needs to the thought process behind this is that Neil needs to prove to Bartholomeus that he's worthy of taking over the post office for good. Gert Michael needs to make friends, and Donna is on a path to find herself. Her storyline is that she has been a homemaker, a mom, a spouse, her entire life, and she's really into the piano, so she's trying to kind of rediscover herself and see what comes out of that, and then just support her family. She really wants to see Neil get engaged, and she has one grandson, but it would be great if she could have more. And she wants to own 5 top-level businesses, which she's not going to do, unfortunately. There's not going to be enough businesses in this town for that. Full stop. But it's also not gonna really gonna happen. No, not at all. And as for their storyline, they don't really have one yet because they're relatively new, aside from what I just said. We've basically just been, they've just moved in. Not much to say. Gert Michael's grown up from a toddler to a kid, and that's basically it. Which is probably something I should make note of. There. Beautiful. Gert Michael grows up. Great. Yeah, there's not that much to them yet. We haven't played with them for that many rotations, so I'll report back when we have more tea. And here in our new apartments, we have the Crunch family, the Crunch siblings Dot and Max, and their kid minus Crunch. Their cat. It's not that cursed. It's fine. But yeah, she's a scientist for the Marine Research Institute, and he is a trade depot worker in the builder career. Because, there's a bit of a building boom in this little town. So that's what they've been doing. They're also very new. We've only played with them through one rotation, I think. thus far. They just moved in, and this is their apartment. They have a sauna though, so that's nice. That is very nice. And that's it for now. As you can see, we're starting to get along. There's still a lot of things we want to add in here that we're going to need like specific families for. We're going to need a grocer, a sheriff, so a police station of some kind. I want to have a restaurant right here, a little clinic, hairdresser, tech shop, a fashion shop, a bar, yeah, a construction office. That's something that the Crunch family is gonna own, I think. Just a little bit of a construction office. They already own it, I think. They just haven't built anything there yet. And then there's the a firehouse that's gonna be in here. I think that's it for now. We don't have any side hoods or anything, and we've been playing 4-day rotations. Let me actually show you. Okay, I've been trying to keep track of who's who basically in this hood. So these are all the families we've had, and we've had one death. Rest in peace, Spotty, like I said. We just finished year 3, like first season of year 3 with the Greens family in the last episode. And we're just gonna go down the line like this. And the more families we get, the longer this gets. But this is kind of a good indication of how long we've played. So three entire years with 4-day rotations. I think I'm gonna add quite a lot more families. We got some cheats here, and these are kind of like the ideas of who I want to add. So we need a doctor and a grocer, I think, next. Alternatively, other things. If you have stuff in mind, let me know, actually, because that would be great to hear your thoughts. Aside from the sheet, we also have a family tree system, and I use my family tree app. This is an app that's used for actual genealogy research, but I just find it better to use than the in-game one. For various reasons. I'll tell you more about that when we get to it. But basically, I can set someone as the main character, quote unquote main character. Currently, it's Rosa Greens, and if I go to anyone, it's gonna say their relation to them. So especially when the family trees get bigger, and we keep adding them, it's gonna be really easy to say how people are related to each other. So this is what I've been doing, and I really like it. It gives me quite a bit of like cool information to look at later down the line. And these are the family trees of the families we have so far. So we have the Crunches, the Glitz and Golds, the Greens, and the Littermans. And this is how I kind of want to keep going with the hood. So yeah, if any of that sounds interesting to you, or if you just want something to listen to in the background, some long-form content, you're welcome to join along, either from this point onward, or if you want to binge watch the previous episodes, you can. It's not mandatory, but it will help you get some more context to stuff that we've been doing. But thank you for being here. Hey, thank you for listening. It's been great watching this and watching and how the entire YouTube thing is going. I'm rambling. This is great. It's great. But yeah, thank you for watching. I have been me, you have been you, and we've been looking around in The Sims 2. Bye!